I just love the beach, the waves. I am an attorney. My office is really close to Wrightsville Beach, so I bring my lunch to work and eat at the beach and stare out at the ocean, and it's good for my soul. I was holding pudding in my left hand. I dropped the pudding, but I didn't remember dropping it. I began to walk back to my car. I was about halfway there. I dropped my phone. I tried to pick it up, but I couldn't pick it up. And then I fell on my left side. And I didn't really understand how I had fallen. Then I went back to work. My boss called me into a conference call.
We're just going to have to file that motion. There's really no choice at this particular time.
Dara is incredibly bright. All of a sudden I looked over, she looked like she had fallen asleep.
Listen guys, I've got to take off.
I walked around and come to see she was in distress. Half of her body was not working, and her face was drooping on one side.
My boss called New Hanover Regional Medical Center EMS. I could not lift my left hand. I'd hoped they would figure out what was wrong and fix it.
She was out this door and headed to the hospital in an amazingly short period of time.
Our EMS recognized in the field that Dara was having a stroke, and so they notified us, and so we met them upon hospital arrival. She had a left facial droop and was really slurring her speech. She was paralyzed on the left side of her body. Strokes this big occasionally can kill people, so it was definitely an emergency and a life-threatening situation. We have a fantastic team in New Hanover. We rallied everybody quickly, assessed her, and got her over to CAT scan. She had a blood clot blocking the middle cerebral artery and keeping blood flow and oxygen from getting to the brain. There's a medicine called TPA, which we were able to give Dara. It's a very strong blood thinner that we give to dissolve that blood clot. As soon as we got that started, we discussed more invasive treatments called thrombectomies. At that time, we weren't able to provide that procedure here, and we had partnered with physicians at Duke to get our patients there as quickly as possible.
The faster we open the artery, the faster the patients recover, and the outcomes are much better.
She has a CT angiogram that shows a right distal M1 occlusion.
We call our transfer center at New Hanover that then calls the Duke Transfer Center.
Duke Transfer Center, Don speaking.
They get their interventional neurosurgeon on the phone, and we have really a four-way conversation.
The transfer center is on the line, so we can transfer her by air if the weather allows.
We were unable to fly that day because of weather in the area. We're able to get a ground transport truck really quickly to transport her to Duke Raleigh.
I get a call from my mother that my sister is at the hospital, so I rushed there. I saw her, she looked confused, her eyes were different directions. EMS guys are kind of like, we need to go.
There was traffic on I-40. I could hear the EMS, they were trying so hard to get me there. How much time do we have? Because there's a 6-hour window.
We are looking at the clock. Time is brain.
The team all arrived and we were ready. Everybody is tasked with a specific job. Once she hits our door, that emergency room physician reassesses her. Has she worsened? Has she gotten better on transport?
We use a National Institute of Health stroke scale and basically grades patients from 0. She was 15, so she had a profound deficit on the left side. We did a CAT scan. The CAT scan gave us a very good perspective of the brain at that point.
We have everything ready in our neuro-IR room. We knew that if we did not get this done quickly, her outcome was going to be poor. A thrombectomy procedure takes about an hour and a half.
It's a phenomenal thing that we've been doing for a few years already. As opposed to the clot buster, there's a mechanical device that is being deployed.
It is advanced technology where our specialized neurointerventional radiologists use special wires, special catheters, and this little web device that the doctor puts in your brain is inflated and it adheres up to the clot that's occluding that blood flow to that precious brain tissue.
Just imagine you have a traffic jam, There's a big car that is blocking that intersection. We go there and literally grab the clot and then we pull it out. When we finish, I felt great. We were able to open the artery pretty quick. And then after you finish, the patient goes to intensive care unit. We just need to wait probably 48 hours, 24 hours, but I think she did great during the whole time. Having that chain of communication with the family, it's very important. I told the patient's family, we open the artery, but you don't know. The next 24 hours, 36 hours are critical.
We did go see her. She was still heavily sedated. All the nurses, everyone I met, they were so nice. They were nice to the family.
They were able to remove the clot, but my brain had been without oxygen for 5 or 6 hours. I still couldn't move my arm or leg right afterwards. They had a nurse come in every 30 minutes to wake me up. They measured stroke scale.
It's important to do the scale every shift, so see if there's a change in the numbers and see if they may be getting better or worse.
It was really difficult initially, not only because I couldn't move my hand, but I felt like I had lost a part of myself. Just kind of this silence in my head, and it really bothered me.
One of the days I was taking care of Dara, she was struggling with her hair. She had a brush, and I just said, let me help you out with that. And we'll braid it up, get it out of the way. Every girl likes getting her hair brushed.
I thought that was really sweet. Doing something extra to help me to feel better in some way, it made a difference.
She was able to say, well, hey, I've got these people on my side and I'm moving forward.
I would tell my brain, move thumb, and I would just look at it, and it wouldn't move at all.
Their brain is trying to recover and pump that blood flow back to their brain, reinnervate those nerves to create a more healthy brain. That's what we as rehab therapists were working toward, to address multiple factors at once, just to regain her independence.
All right, we're gonna be putting on your socks. So grasp it with your right hand for me. Pinch it, and we're gonna put it up and over your toes.
As occupational therapists, we work a lot with hands. I provided Dara with a lot of hand exercises as well as putty to increase that strength, fine motor coordination as well.
I want you to say the puh sound as evenly and as rapidly as you can. Puh, 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 puh.
Puh, 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 puh.
Good.
Speech was working a lot on how she was talking, so regaining those facial muscles so that she could just engage emotionally with others.
Good, and look down towards the floor and keep walking straight.
Physical therapy was mainly focusing on her gait and her balance.
I wanted to walk. Eventually I could lift my leg and I could press down on my toes, and I was determined that I could walk. They were very encouraging. Everybody was just telling me what a great job I was doing. That means a lot.
We are there through all of their gains and through fighting through all those deficits to really regain their functional independence, and every gain that they make, it feels like a win for us as well.
A week after I arrived at Duke Raleigh, I was able to walk out.
Before mechanical thrombectomy, if the clot was not retrieved, this is a patient that was going to either die or have a profound deficit, and now she's a young lawyer that is back to work like nothing happened.
I've been a nurse over 20 years. We've changed that whole landscape for patients having heart attacks. And we've not had anything to do that for the brain until now. And this is changing the landscape of healthcare for strokes.
I feel like I've gained back what I lost. I appreciate being able to move and speak.
It takes an entire team to make this happen. It takes every single person committed to provide the best care for patients.
I'm thankful that there's people that are willing to work together. I'm so grateful for everyone who helped us to save me. They were all amazing. I appreciate being alive. It's such a blessing.